sun sanar da haƙin ɗan adam talaka a fagen ilimi.
Freedom.
Pop.
Freedom. 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 Freedom.
Freedom Radio. Federal High Court upholds ruling in All Progressive Congress crisis. President Muhammadu Buhari begins work visit in Turkey with celebration of 79th birthday. Correspondent reviews education sector in 2021. And on the foreign scene, United Nations orders investigation into Ethiopia war abuses.
This is Freedom Global News.
Possessing a permanent voter's card is a duty to all citizens. Please ensure you acquire yours. Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 17th of December 2021, which is equivalent to the 12th of Jamada Ula 1443 after Hijri. And now the news in full. A federal high court in Abuja, presided over by Justice Hamza Muazu, has affirmed that the Senator Ibrahim Shekaru-led faction of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Kano have conducted ward and local government congresses in the state. On November 30th, the judge granted all the relief sought by Shekaru's faction, seeking a declaration that the Ganduji-led group did not conduct ward congresses. Dissatisfied with the decision of the court, the Ganduji-led faction filed a motion seeking the court to stop proceeding, set aside its decision on the ward congress. Delivering the ruling on Friday, the judge dismissed their motion and fined them 1 million naira for filing frivolous and time-wasting motion. The court further held that the local government congress conducted by the Shekaru faction remains valid and that they have the authority to elect the state excos. Meanwhile, a Kano High Court has granted an interim injunction restraining the Kano Chamber of Commerce Industries, Mines and Agriculture and 2 other respondents from holding its purpose annual general meeting scheduled on 18th of December at Grand Central Hotel, pending the hearing of the originating summons. This followed a motion filed by Barrister Lawan Yaro Muhammad before Justice Yusuf Obaila Muhammad, a counsel to the applicants, Electro Data System Limited and 5 others. The court adjourned the case to 11th January 2022 for the hearing of originating summons and ordered that all respondents be served with the necessary documents before the adjourned date. President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday marked his 79th birthday in Istanbul, Turkey, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyema, who spoke on behalf of the delegation and the ambassador of Nigeria to Turkey, Ismail Yusuf Abba, congratulated the president on the good work he's doing for the country and wished him a happy birthday. Onyema noted in particular that the president continues to have good run with his health, getting better and more active with time. Shortly after cutting the cake, Buhari went straight to chair a planning meeting with officials in his delegation and thereafter drove to the Dolmabahce Palace for a meeting with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Buhari is in Istanbul to participate in the Turkey-Africa Partnership Summit, and he's expected back in Nigeria on Sunday. The Byron University Kano class of 89 alumni have donated the sum of 500,000 naira to the university as scholarship for Kano State indigents who could not afford to settle their school fees. Chairman of the class of the 89 alumni, Dr. Kabiru Zinjiri Ringim, said this today when he led the class delegation and presentation of check to the Vice Chancellor of Byron University Kano, Professor Adamu Abubakar Sagiru. Dr. Jinjiri added that the class is there to affirm their firm belief of paying back to their alma mater, where they went through both formal and informal education during their stay at the university.
We are here to demonstrate our firm belief in paying back to our alma mater We received so much in both formal and informal education during our 3 to 4 years rigorous learning in Bayero University, Kano. In fact, we attributed the position we held progression in our career to the university.
Vice Chancellor, Bayero University, Kano, Professor Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa, who was represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Management, Professor Mahmoud Umar Sani, in a remark said the good gesture is commendable and very important when it comes in time to support the young students that are in dire need.
This is really, really important. While you also contribute to the system, to the university system, to indigenous scholarship, I think those of us that Allah has blessed, I should contribute to support the families of those that have left this world. We're all eventually going to go that way. And I want to really pray to Allah to continue to bless you and support you to continue these activities.
Correspondent Amin Halil Tudunwada reports that prominent personalities graced the occasion in order to show their support and give back to the university. And on the sporting arena, Super Eagles coach Gernot Ross says some players in the team wanted to quit the national team after he was sacked by the Nigeria Football Federation on December 10th. Roar's sack was announced officially 2 days later by the NFF after 5 years, 4 months and 10 days in charge of the Eagles. Correspondent Ahmed Hamsu Gwali has details of this and other sports updates.
In an interview with ESPN, the 68-year-old coach said his contract has been broken following the termination of his deal and was waiting not only for his unpaid salaries, but also for his salaries until the end of the contract. Meanwhile, Nigeria Football Federation is set to reach a decision on where the Super Eagles will come ahead of 2021 Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Cameroon. In another update, Mountain of Fire will kick off their 2021-2022 Nigeria Professional Football League season with a Southwest Derby clash at home to newly promoted Remo Stars at their new home grounds. In another development, Christian Eriksen has terminated his contract by mutual consent with Inter Milan 6 months after suffering a heart incident playing for Denmark at the European Championship. The 29-year-old has been fitted with a face marker, ruling him out of playing in Italian football, but leaving the door open in the other championship. And on tennis, Rafael Nadal says he does not have a big expectation for the Australian Open as he preferred to play for the first time since a foot injury ruled him out at the final months of the 2021 season. The 35-year-old Spaniard plays Britain Andy Murray on Friday at the Mubadala World Tennis Championship event in Abu Dhabi. Nadal has played one event, Washington, in August since early June. Ahmed Amisubali, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM.
Musa, me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyina, ka ɗauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kaikayin tari. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Comics, kamfani Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. In alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3, ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You still listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The United Nations Children's Fund has stated that lockdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has pushed over 1.6 billion children out of school. This was contained in a report to mark the agency's 75th anniversary, which pointed out that schools were closed worldwide for almost 80% of the in-person instruction during the first year of the pandemic to date. As the year 2021 is near to an end, correspondent Abubakar Tijani Rabi'u reviews the educational activities globally during the outgoing year and files in this report presented by Medina Shiu Hausawa.
In the report entitled COVID-19 Biggest Global Crisis for Children in Our 75 Years History, UNICEF, the agency, describes the pandemic as one of its biggest crises since its inception. Also, the United Nations noted that in the year 2021, online classes has been on a rise and has become more acceptable to the students across the globe. In Africa, the Minister of Basic Education in Botswana, Honorable Fidelis Malawu, officially welcomes South Africa, Kenya, Tunisia, Sahrawi, Eswatini, Uganda, Mauritius, Mozambique, and Lesotho to the Inter-Country Quality Node on Secondary Education during the inauguration virtual meeting held on 28 September 2021. In Nigeria, within the context of education, on 12 December 2021, the Executive Secretary of the National Senior Secondary Education Commission, Dr. Benjamin Abappa, said the commission is set to review the senior secondary education curriculum to meet the minimum standard. Also, in 25 November, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, has allocated the sum of 1 billion naira each for the establishment of 12 additional centers of excellence in tertiary institutions. In the year under review, on 15 November, the Academic Staff Union of University, ASU, issued a 3-week ultimatum to the federal government over failure to fulfill lingering demands. It could be recalled that the federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the unions last year and had promised to fulfill demand ranging from payment of allowances, introduction of the UTAS platform for university workers. On 14th May, President Muhammadu Buhari approved the establishment of 6 colleges of education across the country. In Kano State, the education sector in the year 2021, on 11th September, Bayero University, Kano, approves the appointment of 27 senior academics to the rank of professors and 40 others to associate professors, respectively. Also, in the month of August, Bayero University, Kano new Vice Chancellor, Professor Sagir Abbas, was issued his letter of appointment. The letter of appointment was issued to him by the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. On 9th December 2021, the National Board of Arabic and Islamic Studies (NBIS) conclude arrangements for the release of the 2029-2020 examination results for the Kano State students. This decision was reached following a top-level discussion between the representative of the Kano State government under the Commissioner of Education, Malam Muhammad Sanusi Saidu Kiru, his counterpart at the Ministry of Local Government, Alhaji Murtala Silagaru, and the board, as well as payment of over 70 million naira to the board by Kano State government. An educationist with Saadat Rimi College of Education, Kano, Dr. Bashir Sani, highlight the major challenges of education sector during the outgoing year 2021.
There are a lot of the issue of the Union of Teachers of the University, as who for a long time has been battling with the government to provide them with demands. However, up to now, they are still working towards that fight. As I'm talking to you now, they are organizing to embark into a strike again, and that strike tremendously affects the success of education of a country.
Dr. Bashir Sani also points out the improvement and success gotten in the outgoing year.
To examine the success now, looking at what the Nigerian government allocated for 2021 budget to education is only 6.3%, which is actually far behind what is expected by UNESCO. The success recorded, looking at the report of SSCE, actually we can say that there is remarkable achievement because more than 50% of the students who sat for the 2021 SSCE examination passed with 5 credits, including Maths and English.
With the report, some Kano State residents call on governments and stakeholders to support the education sector in the coming year 2022, where the budget allocated for education in 2022 is 1.29 trillion naira, equivalent to 7.9% of the entire budget. Madina Shehu Hausawa, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, the United Nations Human Rights Council is due to consider a draft resolution that, if adopted, will set up an international commission of rights experts to investigate abuses in war-hit Ethiopia. Speaking at the largely virtual one-day session today, Nada Al-Sharaf, the Deputy Rights Chief, said the United Nations is continuing to receive credible reports that all sides in the brutal 13-month conflict have been committing severe human rights violations amid a deepening humanitarian crisis. And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful weekend.
Freedom.
Pop.
Freedom.
An zaɓi Akitat Ahmad Musa Ɗangiwa a matsayin gwarzon jami'in samar da rancen